What's the best way to finance a property from an auction? Carefully, carefully. So if it is an auction, it really depends on whether or not you have access to the interior of the house. If you have access to the interior, then you might be able to get a traditional bank to work with you or a hard money lender. If you do not have access to the interior, then it becomes a little bit too risky for most banks and most hard money lenders. And it's not necessarily something that they're interested in doing because the condition of the interior of the home is a big unknown. So it's really difficult to figure out how much equity you have, what the loan to value is going to be, how big of a risk is it, how long is that rehab going to take. A lot of things that banks need to know or lenders need to know can't be answered whenever it is kind of auction style property. So if you do not have access to the interior, then you are likely going to be unable to use a hard money lender or a traditional bank. So private money is an option. You can use them, or what a lot of people do is use either home equity lines of credit, general lines of credit. Some people use credit cards or other kind of short-term debt to acquire the property. And then once they get into it and have access to the interior, then they are able to kind of refinance their cash, their home equity line of credit, their line of credit with a hard money loan or one of these fix and flip loans by a bank. So that's what I would suggest. I mean, it really depends. We have done very few auctions, and for a while we had a good run where we were getting a decent amount of HUD homes, which is kind of like a pseudo auction style, but you have access to the interior, so we knew what we were getting into. We did a good run of those. As far as actual like sheriff sale auctions, we've done very few. And the ones that we did sheriff sale auctions on, we paid for in our cash at the time of the auction. And then once we were confident in the condition of the interior, that's when we borrowed money against that house to fix that house. So I would just proceed with caution, especially because private lending is, if you're going to use, private funds, friends, family members, it's going to be secured with the first position mortgage. You really want to have their best interest in mind, and it's really difficult to do that if the condition of the home is unknown. So even if you are able to peek in the windows or something, I mean, there's a lot that you aren't able to see from peeking in windows. And I would not suggest, if you don't have the right to be inside the property, I wouldn't suggest breaking into it to get the right to see it.
Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.